Welcome to the very first episode of The Real. My name is Jelle.
And my name is Annemarie, and you're watching The Double Life, where we have one story revealed, but two storytellers claim it's theirs.
So what is this story, you might be wondering? Let's find out.
I didn't tell my parents. I didn't tell my friends. And I didn't tell my roommates. I felt like I couldn't tell them. I couldn't tell anyone. Afraid they would abandon me. So I kept it a secret. For 3 years, I was lying about going to university. I pretended to attend classes, but I didn't. So I told a lie. A lie that covered me, but also isolated me. I felt alone. Eventually, I found out that a lie may take care of the present, but it cannot take care of the future. This is my story.
Pretty mysterious, right? But who is this person who was caught lying for the past 3 years?
Well, that's something we don't know yet, but soon we'll know. Today at our table we have Rindert Doornbos and Eiko van Hooijdonk. Welcome, guys.
Welcome, guys. So let's just dive right in. Rindert, now that this story that you lied for 3 years is exposed, how are you feeling?
Well, I already told my relatives, of course, so now it's more like I want to have it in the open, so people can learn from my mistakes. And so I'm more or less glad that I'm here.
Okay. And Eiko, your feelings about this?
Yeah, nervous to really make it known to everyone what I did, and like Rindert said, everyone I know already knows, but it's just good to have it in the open so that right now everyone can learn from my mistakes.
Okay, thank you, guys. We'll ask you some questions later. At the other end of the table, we have our contestant, Celine.
Hello,
Yes.
Celine.
Hi.
You are a 20-year-old psychology student from Amsterdam, right?
Yeah, that's
and
right.
you had a crash course in lie detecting?
Yeah,
And you're going to expose the real liar today.
Yeah,
So
I
could
am.
you tell us a bit about you and your study?
Yeah. Well, I'm Celine. I'm 20 years old, and I live in Amsterdam. I'm studying now psychology, so the first year. And so we already had something about emotion and facial expression, so I already know a little bit about it.
Yeah.
But then, of course, the short training we had 2 days ago, like the crash course, was really nice because you learn about micro facial expressions, and maybe I can use it today as well.
Well, we're curious.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
And not only Celine had a crash course, we have our reporter Rens, who is going to explain our audience a few tips, because you want to know who is the liar also.
First, you guys get a couple of headphones.
Because you're not allowed to hear those
Here you
tips,
go.
you could use them. So
Use them to your advantage. We don't want to have that, right?
pick a nice song and
Pick a nice song.
Oh,
It'll
we
be
can
fun.
also pick it. That's cool.
Yeah, they can choose their
watch
advantage.
the clip.
Let's watch the clip.
Liars and lies, they're everywhere. But how can you spot them? That's why I'm here. I'm going to tell you about the top 5 ways to catch a liar. So, let's get started. Hiding body parts. When people lie, they feel the need to touch their face, like cover their mouth, pull their hair behind their ear, and fix their clothes when they don't need fixing. Secondly, hand movement. Nervous people feel the need to move their hands around a lot. That's why when you see someone doing this, you should watch out. Number 3, audible cues. The truth only needs a few words because you already know your backstory subconsciously. But when you're telling a lie, it requires a bit more work to it. So you sound unsure and people tend to higher their voice.
So I was late at school today because my train had a delay.
4, head movement. Right before they're expected to answer a question, the liar might jerk his head back, down, or to the sides. And the last one, the eyes. The eyes can tell so much about a liar. If they move them around a lot before answering a question, or even if they blink a lot, they may be lying to you. So now you know all my tips and tricks. Let's hope you are able to catch the liar in the show. Just keep watching to see if you're right.
So guys,
You
you can take them off now.
So, and we're challenging you as well, the audience, to find out who the liar is, and with these tips, I'm sure you'll catch them.
Catch them.
Catch them.
Yeah. You can vote for either Aiko or Rindert on our website. That is going to be explained right now.
On therealshow.nl, you can find exclusive tips and tricks to catch the liar and to find out who is telling the truth. Simply go to Vote and pick your truth teller. At the end of the show, you will find out if you were right or wrong. And remember, look beyond your first perception.
So both Aiko and Rindert claim to have studied at Groningen University for 3 years, while in reality only attending classes for 2 months.
So during this show, we are going to find out what their story is and what their experiences are. And Celine, on the right of us, is going to find out who of the two is telling the truth today. So, guys, Aiko,
yeah.
let's start with you. Yeah? Why did you start lying in the first place?
Well, I went to Groningen to study international business and management. But after 2 months, I just realized that the study wasn't for me. So I decided to just quit. But I was afraid that my parents would tell me, yeah, you have to come back. And I actually started a life in Groningen. So I just decided to lie to them and then started study the year after that. But yeah, one lie led to another, and eventually I was lying to everyone I knew. So no one knew what really was going on. And yeah, next year I didn't enroll in a new study, so I just kept living a lie, and one lie led to another, and in the end, it was just one big pile of lies. So yeah, that's how it started off.
And Rindert, the lie kept going for 3 years. What drove you to keep it up for so long? Was it embarrassment or fear that your family might reject you?
Yeah, well, in my head it was, it kept going in my head. When you start lying, then you have to make sure the lies keep real. And when you say something, it's really hard to tell them you lied to them, and you get in your lies more. So, for instance, I told people I did some exams and I had 71 points, or did I say I had 73 points? Didn't remember that well, so that's when it kept going harder.
But wasn't it hard for you to lie to your family?
Yeah, that was really hard, of course. But in the beginning it was just a small lie. But because I felt really embarrassed, I couldn't tell them. I thought that I wouldn't be their son anymore, and yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. And Aiko, do you have any more to say about this? About the feeling you lied to your parents?
Yeah. It was because of the distance. It was easy because I didn't actually day to day have to tell them in their face, but I could. Yeah, they called me and I would just say, yeah, things went well, because yeah, I didn't have the face-to-face confrontation, which made it a lot easier to lie to them. So yeah, in the beginning it was easy, and in the end, yeah, you just feel remorse about what you've done, and then the step to confess actually becomes harder.
Okay.
Because they were living in Breda, right? Still.
Yeah, and I lived in Groningen,
Yeah,
so
it was a
the distance,
long distance.
Well, thank you. We will dive deeper in your tactics about how you lied in a moment. Because what I'm curious about now is if Jelle would be able to guess who's the real storyteller. Because I have a clue, and I don't think Jelle is that smart.
You're going to regret that, because I know for sure who it is. No, I'm not for sure yet, but I got a clue, yeah. So we made a little bet, the two of us.
And the loser is going to eat humble pie, because there's an expression, if you admit you're wrong, you're going to eat humble pie. And I'm sure I'm not that one.
And I'm sure I'm not that one either. But first, we're off for a little commercial break. So please stay tuned if you want to find out who the real liar is.
Welkom bij Spraakwater.
Welcome back to The Real. Before the break, we got to know our stories, our storytellers, and we got to know a little bit about our contestant Celine. Now we dive deeper into the tactics of the liars.
Yeah, so Rindert, we already talked about why you started lying, but now I'm curious, how did you make the lie work? Because I imagine you have exams and classes. How did you make that work?
Well, I went to the forest a lot to read some books and stuff like that, so my roommates wouldn't think that I was at home doing nothing. So for that part, yeah, I just went away. I got a part-time job in a cafe, and well, about the points I already told you, that was really hard in the end. So yeah.
Well, you must have read a lot of books then.
Yeah, you could say. Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't it hard for you to every time going to the park and hide yourself?
I must say I smoked also a lot in that time, so that fluctuates, or that helped. Then you're not that aware of your problems, or so.
And Aiko, how did this make you feel? I mean, you constantly had to lie, and you constantly had to do other things than you told people you were doing.
Yeah. You actually lead a double life. So to my friends, I actually told that I went to study, and then I did other things. And like Rindert said, I smoked a lot, I drank a lot, and also just to drink and smoke your troubles away and not be so you don't have to deal with the reality. So that's actually how I dealt with the entire situation.
And did it make you like feel? It's probably a heavy burden to carry, right?
Yeah, in the beginning I was more focused on the good things, so the parties, the lifestyle that I lived. But in the end, the end is coming closer and you can feel it. But you don't want to admit it to yourself, so I actually started smoking and drinking more, and that actually, it was a vicious circle. So I became more depressed about the lifestyle that I had, and because of that, I drank more, smoked more. So it was just a vicious circle of feeling more depressed and then drinking and smoking more.
Yeah, so it kept on going and going.
Well, you must have felt pretty alone then.
There were times that I couldn't see myself recovering from that period. So yeah, it was hard, and because I had no one to share it with, you have to deal with it yourself. So that was quite hard, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, thank you. Celine will have another round of questions, and then we get back to you.
So after hearing a bit more about how they lied and how they kept it going, have you any idea who the real storyteller is? Who is?
Yeah, well, it's quite difficult because you're looking at like how they behave and what they do with their body, but they're sitting exactly the same. And then you know where they're looking at with their eyes, and that's also pretty normal. And then the way they act and react on the questions, pretty fast both. So it's still difficult, but no, I still have to ask my own questions to find out.
Okay, I'm wondering if you're correct,
Yeah.
and what your decision will be in the end.
Yeah.
And I'm also very excited to see who gets the humble pie in the end.
Yeah. Having to keep up with a big lie like this means that you have to lie to your loved ones. So we talked to the mother of the real storyteller to ask her how she felt about it and how she looks back on that particular period.
Ja, hij was een heel lief kind. Altijd wel rekening mee houden. Heel vrolijk. Het was een kind die altijd een pet op had, bijvoorbeeld. Ja, ik vond het wel goed dat hij ging. Want het is zo'n lief kind altijd geweest. Dus nu ging hij eindelijk weg. Voor hem dan. Dus in de grote boze buitenwereld. En het was goed en Groningen was ver weg. Dat wel, dat was ook het nadeel. Maar het was niet het Amsterdam. Het was niet groots en gewelddadig, althans in mijn ogen. Dus ik had zoiets van, nou, een beschermde omgeving. Ja, dat is goed. Nee, hij wilde mee naar mijn moeder op visite. En halverwege zei hij, ja, ik moet je wat vertellen. Ik zei, nou, dit is het moment dat je het kan vertellen, want ja, wist ik veel wat er aan de hand was. Nou, toen vertelde hij het midden op het strand. Dat hij zijn opleiding niet heeft afgerond, eigenlijk niet veel heeft gedaan. En de gigantische schuld had. Nou, dat kwam echt zo achter elkaar. En ik had echt het gevoel dat zo de aarde onder mij zo wegging. En het feit dat hij het niet tegen ons had verteld, ja, dat vond ik het ergste. En dat hij dus heel veel heeft gelogen. Het is wel ergens een falen. Zo voel ik het wel. Hij faalde, maar wij ook wel een beetje.
Je twijfelde ook. Ik zag het eigenlijk.
Dat ik dacht zo van, wat heb ik fout gedaan waardoor dit gebeurde. Maar hij was zelf altijd heel duidelijk dat het niet lag in dat wij te veel van hem vroegen. Op een of andere manier kon je hem niet echt 100% aanspreken ergens op. Want het was altijd een beetje het gevoel alsof je hem ergens in zijn wezen raakt. Ik heb altijd wel een beetje rekening gehouden met hem. Ja, een kind wat zo lief is en zo gericht is op wat anderen willen, denk ik. Misschien hadden we daar bovenop moeten zitten, ik weet het niet. Toch te lief misschien geweest en niet rationeel. Op het moment dat hij zei dat het een hele leuke periode daar is, ja, geloofde ik het. Maar ik vind het voor hemzelf het ergste. Want ik hoop gewoon dat hij het zelf goed neerzet voor zichzelf. Ja. En het is een heel mooi mens, dus ik hoop dat hij het zelf ook ziet.
Well, guys, it was pretty heavy to see. All those emotions must be flowing.
It's a pretty strong reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's wonderful to see the mother tell what a beautiful person you are.
Yeah. So watching this clip rendered, how did it make you feel?
Well, first of all, my heart is really bumping. But yeah, it's really hard to see your mother blame herself for something you did. So yeah, yeah, that's hard to look at. For the rest, yeah.
How's the relationship now?
Yeah, it's better right now, but still I feel there's a little discommunication, or she does not trust me totally, but that's normal, of course.
Well, and I think Eiko feels the same way, but we'll leave you two for now because it was pretty heavy. We'll go on with a reminder for our website. You can still vote because every vote counts, and the audience choice will be revealed at the end of the show.
After the break, we will have Celine, who has a heart-raising interview with Eiko and Rindert. And our reporter Rens is going to the streets of Rotterdam to ask what the people over there had to confess. So, stay tuned.
Welkom bij Spraakwater.
Welcome back to The Real. We just saw a clip of the mother of the real storyteller, and it was pretty heavy to watch, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a pretty strong reaction. So,
Yeah, I'm curious
Yeah.
about the questions Celine is going to ask the real storytellers. And we'll have the reveal after that soon.
Hi.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Nervous, but
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah, feeling okay both? Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, first I've got some general questions just to get in the mood. So, Rindert, what do you like to do the most in daily life? So what do you enjoy doing?
Well, right now I'm doing a study again,
Yeah.
and that's really nice. So I enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
And for the rest, soccer.
Yeah. Oh, that's great, yeah. And is there something you really like to do or where you're passionate about?
Yeah, watching movies and yeah, just doing the normal stuff. Soccer, watching movies, and yeah, also the study, of course.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Finally.
Yeah. So now about the whole situation. So Rindert, how did you feel the first time when someone knew your secrets? So your friends, I think, knew it for the first time? Or?
That was at the soccer club.
That was a soccer club, yeah.
You had to do a study to be a member of the board.
Okay, yeah.
And they found out, and I had some relatives there who knew my mother.
Okay.
So
they also knew it in the first time?
Well, I literally had to tell them next day because otherwise somebody
Yeah.
else would tell for me.
Okay. So what are the names of a few friends who were there?
Martin, Aaron, and Nick.
Okay. Yeah, and how was the weather that day?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, it's 3 years ago, so that's maybe difficult. But okay, and so Aiko, how did you felt the first time when you told your mom?
Yeah, it was really difficult. I actually went home a day earlier, but I just couldn't bring myself to tell them. And yeah, like she said, we went to my grandma, and eventually I just knew I had to tell it. So we went to the beach, and I told her, and it was quite devastating, but it was actually also a burden that fell off because I was living with the lie for 3 years, and it was finally I could finally be open about it. So that was good.
Yeah, and why did you went to your grandma exactly?
Yeah, just my mom went, and I said, yeah, I want to go because I didn't want to tell them in our home.
Okay, yeah.
So I just thought a safe environment, and then I could tell her, yeah, precisely how I felt and why I did it.
Yeah, and what was the season at the beach?
I think it was in May or something, so it was a bit sunny.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly, but I think it wasn't raining, but at least a bit sunny.
Okay, yeah. And Rindert, what was the reaction of your dad?
My dad, he was really furious.
He was, yeah?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. But I'm glad I didn't told him in the first place. I told it first to my mother and grandmother.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was not happy that his son kept alive for so long. So.
No. And did you already had a
Sorry
plan?
guys to interrupt you, but your time is up.
Oh, well, that was it. Thank you guys. Thanks.
Well, Celine asked some pretty interesting questions, and we'll soon know who the real storyteller is.
And you at home can still vote. Go to our website and vote for the one who you think is the real storyteller today. You got a couple of minutes left because we are going to watch Rens, our reporter in Rotterdam, to see what the people on the streets had to confess.
Hi there, today we are standing in Rotterdam and, oh, hold on, I'm getting a phone call, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Rens. Oh, the money I needed to transfer. Well, I transferred it this morning, so I think it's not processed yet. Okay, yeah, well, no problem. Okay, yeah, bye. Well, I needed to lie for my own good there. Well, that brings us to the subject of today, because today we are going to find out to what extent people lie. Follow me. En liegt u wel eens, mevrouw?
Nou, niet bewust.
Ik doe mijn leven niet anders.
Oh ja, vaak.
Helemaal menselijk natuurlijk.
Ja, zeker wel. Gewoon dagelijks, de hele dag door.
Ik vroeg me af of jij wel eens tegen je ouders gelogen hebt.
Ja, best wel veel eigenlijk.
En heb je dan misschien een voorbeeld van wat je dan hebt gelogen tegen je ouders?
Ja, ik zat dus zeg maar op huiswerkbegeleiding. Ik moest van mijn ouders en ik vond het echt helemaal niet leuk. En ik moest daar gewoon mijn huiswerk in een planning opschrijven en zo en mijn toetsen. Maar ik deed gewoon altijd alsof ik geen toetsen had en geen huiswerk had. Dat ik gewoon vroeg naar huis kon.
Ja.
En dat deed ik echt heel lang. En op een gegeven moment kreeg ik mijn rapport en daar kwamen ze dus achter. En toen werd iedereen heel boos op mij en toen kwam het helemaal uit en was het helemaal, ik kreeg straf.
Heb je een voorbeeld van waar je dan over liegt?
Als ik te laat ben op mijn werk, dan zeg ik gewoon dat mijn band lekker was of zo.
Nou iets aan heeft en ze vragen of het leuk is en ik vind het niet leuk, zeg ik wel.
Ja, dat staat je goed inderdaad.
Ja, het is mijn smaak niet, maar ja, hè, dat mag.
En toen ik 15 was, ging ik altijd stiekem uit. En dan ging ik bij vriendinnetjes slapen en dan zei ik tegen mijn ouders dat we een filmavondje hadden of zo. En ik dacht altijd dat ik daar heel goed in was en dat ze niks door hadden. En toen ineens 2 jaar later of zo, toen had ik met mijn vader het over iets in de stad, zeg maar. En toen kwam hij in één keer met de opmerking van ja, Shanita, je weet dat er camera's in de stad hangen, hè? En mijn vader die werkt bij de politie, dus die had toegang tot die beelden.
Oké, ja.
Dus gewoon, hij heeft me iedere keer kunnen zien en hij wist dus al lang, maar hij heeft nooit iets gezegd.
Heeft u wel eens gelogen over uw leeftijd bijvoorbeeld?
Ik wel, ja.
En wat was uw echte leeftijd en wat was uw nepleeftijd?
Mijn nepleeftijd is 38. Mijn eigen leeftijd is, dat bedoel ik nou, dat denk ik juist niet zeggen. Ja, dat bedoel ik.
En nu zou het meteen geloven.
17.
Oké. De grootste leugen zal wel zijn dat ik seks met hem heb gehad.
Ja, precies. So we've talked to a lot of interesting people today, and what we found is that there are a lot of liars out there. Thank you and see you later.
Well, those were quite some confessions that were made there in Rotterdam.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Rinit and Aiko, because we are getting closer and closer to the reveal of who the real storyteller is. We have just collected all your votes, so let's see who you thought was sincere, who is the real. Okay, so most of you guys at home thought Rindert is telling the truth about his past.
Well.
And as they say, great minds think alike. So I am 100% agreeing with you guys at home. Thank you.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you're right. I'm going with Aiko. I think you are the real storyteller, and we'll see. Celine.
We'll see.
Your final judgment.
Yeah.
Who do you think the real storyteller?
Oh, it's so difficult now. I think it's Rindert.
You think it's Rindert?
Yeah, I think he's the right storyteller.
He's the real one.
He's the real one.
So you're with me?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Aiko is lying, yeah.
And why?
Well, he has more like emotion when he's saying things. I feel like a sort of, I don't know, like maybe it's because you're scared or something, but I don't know. It feels more emotion going there if you're telling your story than if Aiko is telling his story to me.
Okay.
So Rindert, and you're out with Aiko?
Well, Aiko, I hope you don't let me down, please, because I don't want humble pie. Oh God, now I'm nervous.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah.
We will have a short recap of everything we did, and then we'll be right back with the revelation of who is the real.
So both Rindert and Aiko told their story in a very convincing way. We asked them about their motives and their tactics. And Celine put them to a final test.
Lies, lies, lies. We have all made our choice, and now it's time to see who is the real.
The real. Reveal yourself. Welcome back at the table.
Wow.
Celine, you look very surprised.
Yeah. I don't know why. I was like, all the time I thought it was you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, guys,
You're an amazing actor, Rinder.
I don't want to tell you this, but I told you so.
You're so funny.
Oh, Jelle, you know I'm always right.
Yep, now I do.
Well, Rinder, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
You deceived us all.
Yeah.
Except
Well-
one. You deceived us all. So here it is, the Award of Master Liar. Here it
Thank you
goes.
very
It's
much.
for you. Congratulations.
So, Jelle, are you ready?
Yeah, I'll do this. Well,
I'm getting ready
Celine,
too.
Yeah. Oh.
I have more faith in you.
Yeah. Sorry.
We'll do this.
Wow.
Here you go. Well, Celine, thanks for being here. Aiko and Rindert, thanks so much for being here. Aiko, thanks for sharing your story.
You're welcome.
And thank you all for participating. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow at 2 for the second episode of The Reel, Make Me Seen. We would like to shout out for our colleagues in Bournemouth in the UK who had a great show yesterday, and tonight at 7 the USA folks at Flagstaff will do their show. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you tomorrow. Dank u wel. Dank u wel. Oh, wat lekker. Oh, wat fijn.
Zo, ook een hapje Celine?
Ook een hapje?
Je had het ook fout, hè? Je had het ook fout. Klein beetje.
Hij is echt lekker.
Ja, is hij lekker?
Ja, rustig, rustig.
Neem ook een beetje.
Wat?
Een beetje.
Ik heb mijn handen vol.
Ah, wat vervelend voor je.
Echt serieus. Ik zag jou gewoon trillen. Ik dacht,
Ja.
jij zit er zomaar in.
Ja, ik weet niet of je nou vet nerveus was of dat je gewoon...